Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Because you don't really need that. No, no, you don't. So while we're waiting on people to get in, let me grab this. But, let's see where we can start. Where should we start? Where should we start? Because there's like so much crap that's already happened since the start of 2023. And like I said, I don't want to do 2023 the way I did uh, 20, 22, or 21, really, for the matter. Hey, thanks for joining me. Just getting started. It's going to kind of like go over what's been going on. And okay, so I decided today that, well, actually, we'll just wait. We'll just keep on waiting. Because I love it when people come in and I'm not really sure, like, who they are. That's why sometimes I'll just sit and wait and we'll see. Because the chances are, if you don't immediately say, hey, da, 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 you are probably a troll, I'm betting, and you're trying to catch me say something stupid that you can clip and take out of context. But anyways, I feel like I decided that I'm not gonna keep letting fear rule my life like it has lately for the last couple of years. Fear of a lot of things. Fear of being alone. Fear of abandonment. Fear of not being a better mother to my kids, or my kids thinking I'm shit, or a lot of things. Look, see what I mean? It's like to get stuff out. But like um, fear of not being able to reach some of my goals. Like I want to do things with my life that I don't think I can right now because of fear. Like I'm afraid of. I have a lot of different stupid little trivial fears. Like I don't like to go outside. I don't like to be around public. Hey, bro, how's it going? Just because stupidity is so rampant these days, it annoys the piss out of me, and it makes me. Sometimes I have a hard time controlling my anger. I really do, and I wish I could do more with that. Like I have some actually really good ideas for content I want, but I need to upgrade my StreamYard so that I can put up videos to the side or whatever, however it is that he runs his channel. I like that. I just gotta get better at it when it comes to the lives because I have some really good. You survived? I know. I heard there was some crazy shit going on down there. Like, whoa! But I want, like, okay, for example, I was supposed to go to court this morning, right? I didn't purposely miss court, but once I realized that I was going to get shafted on that and not be able to make it up there in time, I decided I was like, you know what? No, no, no. I shouldn't even have to be going back to this court date because the last one, oh no, oh my gosh. What are you doing out there doing all this crazy stuff that you end up getting hurt all the time when you're already hurt and walking with a limp because you're a pimp and you're out there doing crazy stuff still? What are we going to do with you? But I was supposed to go to court. And I was sitting there thinking, okay, so the reason why I'm going to court anyways was because I broke a light bulb. back in 2021. I broke a light bulb in September. No, July of 2021, and I had a court date set for September. I forgot about it. September is a bad month for me. I go through a lot of PTSD stuff, and I'm forgetful. This is a 10, 14-year thing going now that it does happen. Okay, so I missed my court date, not intentionally. It takes them, yeah, swag. You definitely got a swagger. Um, so I decided, or when they came and picked me, it took them a year. So in 2022, in September, they come pick me up and they're like, "Oh, you got an FTA." I'm like, "For what?" And I started thinking, I was like, "Fuck, the ticket for that." Okay, so I went. When they picked me up, I went to that court date. I went to the next appearance, which was back in December, and the officer who had written me the citation. Thank you for joining us. We're talking about some of my issues that I got going on right now. So while I'm making a stand and I'm taking back my sovereignty, and they're gonna have to do their damn job around here because I'm so sick of this. Okay, so it takes me a year and a half to come pick me up on the FTA. A year and a half. So clearly, it wasn't that big of a deal. Now, was it? It took a year and a half to pick me up, and I was here the entire time. Okay, said again, the issue being a broken light bulb on the back porch, which I acknowledge it's already been replaced. Not to mention, I just fixed the canister again yesterday because it wasn't screwed on properly. But so when I showed up in December, the um, the officer that issued the citation didn't show up to court. Now in North Carolina, when that situation happens, the other party doesn't show up, your shit gets tossed out. It gets thrown out. It's dismissed. Okay, so officer doesn't show up in December. I showed the fuck up like I'm supposed to. It should have been thrown out, but it didn't get thrown out. They set yet another the court date, which was today. So I'm sitting there thinking, okay, now I know I'm gonna get shafted because dude isn't here with the rod and is intentionally doing that just to fucking make a point. Whatever, I don't give a fuck. I got other shit to worry about, like court. And then I started thinking, but at the end of the day, I shouldn't be going to court for this because it should have been dropped. And oh, thank you, thank you. When I get done, I'll hop over there and see what's going on. I don't know who your guest is, and I have to check because I've been checking on my phone too much today because of all this court shit. But so I decided, like, look, I shouldn't have to go back today. Now, if they want to come and pick me up, they can come pick me up. I'll be like, yeah, I know what you're here for. Yes, I know I didn't show up. I didn't intentionally show up, but I also didn't go up there after the fact and be like, hey, this is why I missed my court date because all of this wastes tax dollars, wastes paper and ink in the printer for me to go up there and explain to you that the back porch light, which was broken 2 years ago, has yes, it's been fixed since then. And honestly, we really need to do this to people. We need to take them and issue citations over a lot on their back porch that they broke on their back porch. Then when the cop don't show up for his citation he issued, why you don't throw it out, I don't understand. So why I'm gonna get, I know I'm gonna get a failure to appear probably for that. My hair's actually naturally curly. I just don't wear it that way a lot. That's what it is. I think that's what it is today. It's just different. I wear it curly because my alarm didn't go off, so I woke up late. And when I woke up, the car wasn't here. They knew I'd go. It's not. I don't even care. That's when I was like, no, everything happens for a reason. Well-behaved women or men rarely make history, and they never do anything that's going to cause change if they just sit there on their ass and keep being sheeple. Okay, so no, y'all are not going to literally keep railroading me on the dumbest shit I've ever seen people get locked up for, such as a light bulb and or trespassing. But you picked me up on a property where I wasn't supposed to be not trespassing at. Okay, so like none of the shit that I've been through legally makes a damn bit of sense. But it's because I've let people kind of bully me into being quiet about it that I haven't spoken out more about it until now. Now, when I was reading the Biltmore Beacon today, I'll go into that in another video. There's just like what's going on in South Carolina with the good old boy system and the corruption, it is going on here in Buncombe County as well. And I don't care if I have to keep going to court, arguing with the judge about why it's wrong and why he is really like being a little ridiculous when it comes to some of this shit. Like, is that really what y'all want your tax dollars going to? Honestly, Your Honor, like the printer, the ink stuff, the paper for me to come in here 3, 4 times on the same shit, and eventually y'all toss it out. It's a waste of my time, your time, DA's time, everybody's fucking time. Gas, electricity, to keep the lights on, to keep that stupid printer running, so you can keep because in Buncombe County, they still hand write all of our documents, and then the judge gets a stack every morning of everybody that's on the docket with their documents and their papers in an envelope for each individual person. That's why court in Buncombe County fucking sucks to the fucking max. I hate it. But if that's what people want to do and that's what they want to support and they want their tax dollars to go to shit like that and locking up innocent people for stupid shit that they didn't do or shit that they did that shouldn't even be it's not a goddamn crime. It's not a crime. It is not a crime to break the light bulb. So I don't even know how the fuck that's happening. But that's what I'm gonna do. If I have to take this literally to court all the time, argue it to the Supreme Court like Larry Flint did over his publication shit, and so be it. That's what I'll do. At least my kids know. Damn it, man. Mom slash Gigi, whatever. She didn't back down from anybody for anything that she stood for. She didn't back down. Once she made it a point that she was going to stand up for something, that's something she stood up for and stayed that way. She remained solid, and that's how I feel about it. Even to the living situation, that's going to come up, I'm sure, periodically throughout the year, uh, because uh, the whole dynamic of mine and my buddy's situation. I call him my buddy because that's just the easiest term. Although I'm not going to call him my boyfriend. I refuse to call him my boyfriend when there's shit going on, mainly on his end, mostly on his end. That's not boyfriend stuff. You're just being a fucking douchebag, and I don't want that part of it. Like I said too, the only person I even fathom me being in a relationship with doesn't even live in this state, so it doesn't matter. That being said, I just want I'm not gonna do the things that I did for the last 2 years. I'm not gonna be trapped by fear. I'm not gonna tolerate the bullshit that I was tolerating for whatever reason, whether it be because shit was being held over my head or used against me or whatever. It just is not gonna happen. If I have to go on a hunger strike, I don't care. If I have to go on all kinds of civil protests or whatever, I don't care. Holding signs up, talking about the corruption, talking about the injustices that constantly go on around here, especially within the women in this community. I can't speak for other people's neighborhoods, communities in general. I'm speaking about mine in particular and the way females get treated. It's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. That's the reason why around here you will find quite a bit of chicks that are like me. You'll find a lot of chicks that are not, that are very prim and proper and don't curse and are very ladylike and all that, and that's cool. There's got to be chicks like that, so there can be chicks like that, okay? Because there's chicks like me, there has to be chicks like that, or my goodness. But somebody's got to start speaking out about it, or it's not going to change. It's never going to change. Somebody has got to start standing up for women, especially no matter what. And narcissism sometimes is extremely hard to spot. Narcissists won't acknowledge they're narcissists. So when you're an empath and you realize you're dealing with one, you're not going to convince them that there is anything wrong with them. So let it go. Then start working on yourself more. That's what I can say. That's what I've been doing since I left my ex. Periodically, I'll try to give this one a chance and see maybe it's not narcissism, maybe it's something else, and he has like narcissistic tendencies. So that's where I was with that. I'm still trying to figure out part of that, but honestly, I don't have the energy. I'm not getting any younger. I know his motherfucking ass ain't getting any younger either, and because he's older than I am. So I don't have time to waste on that shit. I'm not gonna. And even if you're my friend in around here in my inner circle, like if you're not adding to me and I'm not adding to you, then we need to subtract one another from our lives because I'm trying to build myself up. I'm trying to build my friends up. I'm trying to do something. And if y'all ain't trying to do that, then you go do your own thing in the corner over there. Because I'm not with that shit this year. 23, I'm gonna be like Mike. I'm gonna be the goat. I'm gonna be the next goat. For at least around here for when it comes to certain things like let's see, where's my notebook at? Because I had some topics that I had written out specifically, like the shaming, of shit that women have to go through for different things in our lives that men know nothing about. Um, for example, there'll be a video when I figure out how the best way to go about doing this um, that involves my adoption story as well as my firstborn child's story. And everything that has happened in my life stems from this one conversation between four people 20 something years ago that dealt with my life, in which I was not allowed to be a part of this conversation or make any decisions in that uh, conversation about my life and my body and my future. So I've got to figure out a way to do that to where it it calls out the people it needs to, and it lets the people that I love and care about and don't regret any of that. And matter of fact, I'm glad that they did it the way they did it. However, it's the audacity of a couple of these people to treat me the way they do to this day when it's their fucking fault that some of this shit has happened to me. And I am the person I am, which they don't necessarily like. And I don't really care if they like me or not. Because at the end of the day, they can't change the fact that my daughter is my daughter and my sons are my sons. But that goes for both babies' dads and their families. Whether y'all like me or not, those are my children and I'm their mother. And y'all don't have to like me, but I'm going to be in their life whether you fucking like it or not. And you can't stop. And you can't stop them from seeing me now because they're adults. So, what does Gigi say, everybody? Say it with me. Y'all can suck my balls. Because I made it a point once I realized that I was giving up. I was going to have to give up everything that I thought I was going to do with my life and planned to do with my life as an adult. I had to give it up. I was forced to give it up. Okay, that's cool. That means I'm still going to do something in that regard or has something to do with that field, which is why sometimes I do get involved with true crime because what I wanted to do for a living in my dream had to do with being a forensic analysis and criminal psychologist for the FBI. So that's why I still do cover true crime stuff or follow it. But what I do know is I'm not an idiot. They might have thought I was an idiot. What it was is I was just young and I was not understanding the full gravity of my situation. Okay. Now that I'm older and I understand the gravity of my situation and what was done to me back then, it took me 20 something years to realize they fucked you over, Emma, in the worst kind of way. And I feel fucked over because they didn't even ask. That's fucking someone over. You didn't even take my feelings into consideration, let alone my future. What kind of burden that was going to put on my parents, me, your son, you guys, all that. You guys didn't think about none of that. Then my daughter, and then eventually another son. Like y'all didn't think about none of that. All you thought about was your fucking self. And that particular grandmother knows damn well which one she is and who I'm talking about right now, should she ever see this. And I apologize if my daughter gets a little offended by that. Because she does, she is always torn and conflicted, I guess. Because she's got her paternal grandmother who does not like me and I do not like her. And then she's got my mom. And of course I love my mom. My mom's always had my back and I always have my mom's back. But I feel like there was a point in time where the other grandmother bullied my parents, and that's how this whole situation began. And we're gonna deal with that. That's gonna get out on the table. Everything that Emma has held back for all these years for the sake of whatever is gonna come out this year. And I've already accepted the fact that there's gonna be a lot of people that'll probably hate me after that. I don't fucking care. I really don't. It's stuff that has to be said. Otherwise, we will continue to deal with intergenerational epigenetic trauma. If we do not, I'm not talking about just me. Everybody's dealing with this shit on some level in their own home, in their lives right now. Privately, everybody is. And that's what you got to do. Individually, you need to check yourself. Check what trauma you got going on in your life. Check where it stems from, and then start dealing with it. No, No, I didn't. There's a really crazy story behind this shirt. I'll have to tell you guys about it sometime. But no, I didn't. Uh, I didn't go to any university, actually, believe it or not. I had planned on going to university, though. Obviously, I wanted to go to work for the FBI. I would have had to go to university at some point. But yeah, but now it's more along the lines of I feel like my calling is more in, um, I guess what I don't know what you guys would call auditing or journalism. I call it like journalism, investigative journalism, um, because like I said, I do write online for the Doe. So, but that's not journalism. That is different topics. Um, a little north of you, if you're actually in ATL. Um, but yeah, I'm a little north of you. Uh, just a couple states away. You can tell I'm from the south. It's not. I mean, I do accents, so if I wanted to, I could probably try to hide it a little bit. But I feel like no matter what accent I do, even if I was doing a British accent, there might probably be a little bit of there would probably be a little bit of country pop up in that. Even I don't know. I think when I do the northern accent, I don't know if it's as apparent then as it probably is when I try to do other ones. Accents that I can't even do or don't even try um, is like Australian. I can't really do that, although I love to listen. Exactly, because they even them they didn't realize that their parents were also they were screwed up and it wasn't their fault either. So when their parents were parenting them in the way they didn't know any better. You know what I mean? Like English, like I actually sound English on slow mode. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. I would love to hear that. I wonder what that's like. That's kind of funny. I also feel like shit because I've seen Rich has been live lately and I've missed it a bunch because I've been um, in and out of the house, in and out of dealing with all kinds of stuff. Plus, my holidays when my daughter comes up to visit starts for it lasts almost 2 straight months. Christmas is almost 2 months long for me because of our birthdays. My birthday's right before Christmas. Hers is right after Christmas, right after New Year's. My son's is right after that at the beginning of February. It's a lot of stuff all at once. And we're trying to cram that all in there when she was up here. Plus visiting grandbabies because once her husband is out of the military, they'll be moving um, out of this. We currently live in the same state. She'll be moving out of state and quite a bit away, and that's sad. That really sucks. As a mom, you know your kids are going to grow up, and it's probably maybe. Let me see. If it's turned up all the way. Oh, hold on a minute. You let me know because I think I just hit the one of the things, the reverb thing. So let me check the volume. Okay, that's volume, and then that's the gain needs to be all the way down. I'm pretty sure. Oh, well, it should sound good now because I think my volume is really down. So let me know if it sounds good. why it kicked me out. Now, does this sound good now? Because I had to get all that shit straight off. What? Okay, yeah, it booted me out. But let me know. Are we good now? Don't sound like I'm talking to a damn toilet paper roll. I love you guys too. That's the whole. I swear, that's the whole reason why I do so much of this stuff. Y'all, believe it or not. Just because I love hanging out with y'all. To me, this is hanging out. Getting ready to get low. Already to the window. My ball. Okay. That way I can turn it down like this. Then y'all tell me next. Are we good? So I had to go get my little toddler. Testing, testing. There's still no sound. Are you serious, bro? There's really no. You got it. Go. My mic. It should be. Is my phone? Yeah. So yeah. Is it going in and out for all of y'all, or like what's up with that? And honestly, it might be my cord, but as far as I know, see what I do. Y'all can see it. As long as my light is on, then my mic is on. When my mic is muted, it'll have a red dot on the side that I can see. So I'm not sure if it's because it might be something. Have I tried singing? Okay, now we're good. Maybe I should start learning sign language. Okay, because now I got it wrong. Right. Uh, I'm listening to it. I'm You should be able to hear me loud and clear. Are you fucking kidding me? I think you're fucking. If you don't, man, hey Phil, I think you just come in and just mess with me some stuff. You had me cracking up the other day. I was watching your video, by the way. Way to go, calling them. But it pissed me off. Um, okay, I'm gonna put it all up in my mouth then like this. Okay, is that better? I'm just gonna stick it right up in my mouth so y'all can hear all of the weird little sounds that I make when I'm talking. And also, I realized watching some videos, apparently I burp sometimes. I don't even realize I'm burping when I'm talking to myself. Let me grab my bowl. Right back. This is also something I was wondering. Um, you know, I'm wearing two pairs of pants right now. Believe it or not, I'm literally wearing two pairs of pants. I have on these like little spandex pants because at night in North Carolina right now it's cold. During the day, it is today it was 65 damn degrees. Y'all, that's the high. The low tonight is probably going to be freaking probably 30. So No, I don't know how to do sign language. It is something I am interested in, and me and my daughter have talked about because my granddaughter is somewhat nonverbal. So she does know some sign language. Maybe looking at yourself, watch on YouTube, see if what's done. They help people uh, my granddaughter was the first year she's more than that. My grandson who's one has an adult club. Like, oh, okay, I'm over it. Wait, did I turn the volume up? Oh, that should be. This is literally like right in my face. The mic is right in my face. But yeah, I'm literally sitting. Is my volume up? My volume is all the way up. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. How about now? Because I just turned the volume up on my phone. Maybe it's muy poquito. Habla. What did I do? Because I do. I'm literally like sitting with it, like in my face. Testing, testing, testing. Testing one, two. Testing, testing. Testing one, two. Testing one, two. I know. That's what I'm saying. And every time, look, so I'll go in my audio settings and check it and see where it said the headset, wired headset, speakerphone, or whatever. And then when I click that, it kicks me out. It goes, oh, we're sorry. Try reload. And you guys, okay, I'm literally on top. I'm going to sit here and hold it like this. Is that going to work? Let me know if that. Because I really do have the volume turned up all the way on my phone. I have it turned up all the way on. You know what? I think I know what that. Give me just. How about now? Does everything sound better now? Because I realized I was signed into YouTube on another app as well. It's music and that could. I mean, it really could. It could a lot of shit. Yeah, so we're good now. That's probably what that's probably what it was. Is that it was messing it up because I'm recording on this phone, obviously on my channel. I have another phone that I was signed in on my channel, but I was we're good now. Everything's good on the audio. Sweet baby. We are cooking with gas. Where are you at? Is it right now? Because we are awake. I think we're allowed to put, as far as I know, as far as I know, everything is open on in my life. So you should be able to. I don't have laws like that. You should be able to put it on the bed. I don't think it takes it down. Oh, you mean like getting away from it? I've also thought about doing. I wonder if I plug headphones in phone and then plug that into the mic. That would be auxiliary. Because believe it or not, my mic plugs into the C port on my phone. Uh, but I have headphones that can plug into the auxiliary of my phone and then or into my mic and then the C runs from mic to phone. So maybe I know that's what I was about to say. I'm like I was gonna hold it like Sally Jesse did back in the day, like way back in the day, because I'm that old that I remember Sally Jesse. Is the main reason why I had a pair of red frame glasses. I love black. So what is that? A shadow, or is that really something black on my face? You know what? I don't care. Even if it is, I do not care. So okay, so if I put let me try the headphones and y'all tell me if there's an echo or what. We are having technical difficulties. Now I'm in. Why is it? But there's a mic on this headphone too. That's the they get right. Yeah. Okay. Now those are the headphones. Tell me if there's an echo or not. Because see, there's a right here's the mic, and I don't know if that mutes it or let me know. Can you hear me through the mic or what? Because I don't know how that's going to work with this mic, and because these headphones have a mic or being plugged in. But I know if I have it plugged in like that, I don't know if y'all do. I got it now. It's echo and it's loud. What about now? So we're good. No, there's still an echo on your end, Shades. How about now? Okay, we're good. It's this then. That's what it was. It was that one button. I bet it was that one button. We're good. Which is cool because now this helps in the sense whenever I have guests on panel, that's why I would have to have the headphones because I wouldn't be able to hear y'all if I didn't. So, so that's cool. I know I seen one of his videos yesterday, and uh, I seen whoa, what the hell is that? I saw that he was a stink bug. I hate stink bugs. Saw that I think he subscribed to me, so I'm pretty sure I subscribed to him too. So, yeah. And so, are you guys are you guys live right now, or do you guys do like videos and then upload them, or how's that work, Lizzo? And Shay, what are your thoughts on? Are you following the Idaho stuff? Oh wow, I didn't know that. I'm gonna have to go find that channel then, because I probably could if I wanted to go 8 hours. I have so much crap to ramble on about, but was it fun? Do you guys just talk about random stuff, or is it kind of like have you seen Caucasian Sasquatch, Lizzo? I've been over there a couple times with Brooklyn Auditor, Untethered Live, um, the Smoking Auditor, American Justice of Texas, aka JOT. They have some of the dopest fucking intros, man. Their fucking beats are sick. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Like I don't even know how to feel about that because, well, because for one, I was already doing my own little, I'm still doing my own side stuff with the Michael Vaughn case, and like right when the new stuff started coming up was when that happened. But I called it from like day. I still I don't want to victim blame anybody, but I still think there's something to that remake. Yeah, I thought it might be, so that's why I wanted to come and check it out and see um, what was going on there. I didn't know if you were actually. Are you in the treehouse with us on Signal? Because I have my own Signal group too that's separate from the treehouse. So if anybody gets on Signal, you're more than welcome to come and find me there because I mean you don't have to just be in the treehouse. The treehouse is a different. It's a group that Richie and Keith started and Sarah, and I'm also a part of Cam, Vern, all of us. There's a bunch of us in there. But I also have my own separate group for people that that aren't in the tree because um, not just anybody gets invited to the treehouse, and that there's a reason why Rich does that, and that's cool. I respect that a lot. Um, Lizzo, boo, you got to get on Signal. Shit, damn. I used to be on Telegram, but I prefer Signal, honestly, over Discord, Telegram. I don't have a Snapchat or any of that shit. I barely check my Twitter. But Signal is I highly recommend Signal because it's totally safe. That's why I was telling you to get on Signal. And we can talk about that. They are. I'm just not sure. I know Roxanne. I don't think Roxanne's been on with Rich lately, but I know that Roxanne is back around because I've seen her uploading some videos and stuff too. But the Signal app, I did talk to Sarah the other day though. The Signal app is where we all communicate for the most part. Plus, that's where Alex is. Alex is in the treehouse too. I talked to her and Lee for freaking ever one day. We were just in there doing our own little group chat within Signal, which is another thing that I love about Signal. You can have like a little lives like how we do on StreamYard with like guests. So like it was the three of us, but we were all video calling one another. But you know, you can do that there too. So and you can make it private or not private or whatever. Um, I really did. I don't know what the hell happened because everything happened just like so suddenly, and I hadn't been able to catch them and be part of the lives for a minute. And then when I did get back around to that, to where I could do that, um, everything was just, it was like silent. Now that if you, I get notifications in the treehouse, people are still talking inside the treehouse. Um, but actually doing the Wide Awake show, I'm not sure what the status is of that right now. Um, I know Sarah did, I think, a stream with Burn and Cam uh, mm, for New Year's Eve, I think it was. I missed it, but she was telling me about it. Um, I have no idea what happened with Calistoga because I hadn't seen him pop up in a while either. So maybe we should just go over there and maybe I need to go in there in a minute and check it out and be like, yo, I need the deets. I need the deets so I can give them to my people because my peoples have heard about y'all too. And they want to know what's up. I got to give them the deets. I got to give them the info. So y'all got to tell me so I can hook them up. But yeah, also there was something, Liz. I was just talking about you yesterday, dear, um, because of something that somebody brought up, and I was like, "Ooh, I know just the person to talk to about this because they've been there and back and bought the T-shirt and all that." Yes, we do. We definitely do. Um, if you're on Facebook, I'm on Facebook and I'm on Messenger. That's how I communicate with my kids. So I'm definitely on Facebook. Um, I don't include my Facebook in my descriptions, but if if people want me to, I guess I can do that. Um, I kind of keep it a little less out there. I mean, it's not hard to find me. You just got to do your homework, but I just don't put the Facebook link on there so much because I do share pictures of my grandkids and stuff there. Um, whereas you will not see them in yeah, I just don't feel like they need to be shown in my videos on YouTube. I don't think that's something that, I mean, they're young and they have their own lives and they have, that are totally separate from their grandmother and what their grandmother does. And uh, there's no telling what their grandmother is going to continue to do in the future. So I want them to have their freedom and privacy as much as possible. Um, Including that with my daughter when she does. She's going to be a guest co-host in the second season of my podcast. I'm not sure if she's going to be a guest on every episode that we cover. There's some of them that she's definitely going to be a guest. That's the whole reason why I asked her to be a guest co-host on the second season. Um, so the second season is going to be, the episodes are going to be much longer and they're going to be really, really interesting stuff. For example, one of our episodes is going to be talking about time. For people in the U.S., some of you guys, if you don't living in the U.S., I don't know if you guys are aware of the what's called the time change, which is in the spring forward and fall back, they would change time. That is not something that is even set as a standard time uh, event and hasn't never been set as a permanent time event, nor is the period of time in between the time changes ever been fully set. Like sometimes it's 3 months, sometimes it's 4 months. They changed it in different years. Um, like 86 was one of the years that they changed the amount of time in between the fall and the spring time change, which that could have literally possibly could have affected my horoscope and everything. You know what I mean? Like that would just be crazy. But time is one of them, um, because the bill is supposed to go through this year. It's going to go through Congress again. Um, I'm also going to be talking about, Shades, you're going to really love this. I'm going to be talking about some music as it relates to incel. That's like the best hint I can give you right now. Um, and I'm trying not to let you guys see my notebook either, so you see my notes. Um, I also am going to be talking about blue eye genetics and who owns the those DNA to like 23andMe and Ancestry and stuff like that. I want to know at the core who actually runs those facilities, those companies, because they are dealing with DNA. They're dealing with people's DNA, genetics, their blood, and all that. So it's not like it's just a regular Joe Schmo type of company. They have protocols and procedures and stuff that they have to adhere to, uh, restrictions, all kinds of crap. Kind of like the EPA. They have guidelines that stuff that they have to go by, and they get checked on that shit periodically. I'm sure, or at least I would hope so. Um, and I also am interested in. Honestly, I've always been interested in genetics ever since my son. But before that, because of the whole when people try to say um, whether or not people are born gay or they're not, because um, I feel like yes, they are born gay. People can be born gay or bisexual or whatever. Your sexual preference is something I think is also encoded in your DNA. It's something that you'll discover about yourself throughout your life, not in one given interaction with one human being, I don't believe, which is how I come to discover that I'm not heterosexual. I am a, what they call, I guess, pansexual from the last time I checked, but I'm also non binary when it comes to gender. If you want to fucking put labels on me, which I hate doing that shit. And that's probably another thing that we're going to talk about is sexuality, gender, and because I don't, that was also something I didn't really discuss so much with my children because they were young at the time that I was still living at home with them. My daughter was just around the age of puberty. She moved in with her dad. I moved out and left my ex, and my son was about 8. So sexuality and sex was definitely not something we were talking about, if at all. Um, so I'm not. I'm pretty sure my daughter is aware of all of that now. I don't know if Tristan, my son, is or not, but if he is, um, he doesn't even ask me about it. It's not. It doesn't come up. It's not a thing. He doesn't ask me about that. Um, I don't ask them about their sexuality. If they want to tell me or they choose not to tell me, I'm sure I'll eventually figure it out when I meet their partner, if and when I do. Um, I think so too. I really I believe that too. I believe there's way more to all of that than what we're than what we're capable of understanding while we're in this meat suit, which is why I call it that. It's just a damn meat suit. It's just a meat suit. And when you realize, or at least I've come to the realization that like we are all our own individual God, or we are an extension of source. If you want to look at it like that, that's how I do basically. But I operate with God in me, or all source in me, which is why I'm able to do the things that I do because I truly believe that. And there's stuff that I've seen and done myself that's like so inexplicable for a regular human being, but I have a different mindset and thought process um, than a lot of people. I think Jesus was like that too, and I think that's what scared a lot of people or offended a lot of people about Jesus was like he knew what he was, he knew who he was, and he knew what we were meant to be, and was like in everybody's face, loud and proud about it. Like, yeah, we could all walk on water, but y'all got to stop getting yourselves in the mind trap that you're in, because I believe that mind over matter, not matter over mind, because once you let matter overcome your mind, you become trapped under the matter. you know? So, yeah, yeah, to see if you are able to function in no matter what it is, no matter what suit you're handed. No, okay, uh, it's just like cards. So I'll use it in the same analogy. So in this game of life, we're all dealt a hand. Some of us are dealt high cards, some of us are dealt low cards, some of us are dealt a little bit of both. But in the end, it doesn't matter about the hand that you're dealt. It matters how you play the game. That's what matters. Because like, there's some people that get dealt shitty hand after shitty hand after shitty hand, and then still come out on top. And then there's people that get dealt really good hands and then fall from the top all the way down to the bottom. Just like, for some reason, I've had that song um, by Everlast called What It's Like. I'm sure all of y'all have heard that. If you haven't, go check it out, because it really, like, it's hard for me to even say the words to that song sometimes without getting choked up, because there's like three or four stories, I think, in total that go through. Like, the first one's about a bum outside the store begging for change. Um, and then and some dude just tells him, like, get a job, you fucking slob. And then the chorus is like, but God forbid you ever had to walk a mile in their shoes, because then you would know what it's like. So, like, that song has been really, really stuck heavy on me lately, because there's so many people out there that can't put themselves in other people's shoes. So they can't possibly know what it's like to be on the end of that situation. And that's why people are so cruel sometimes. They don't have empathy, they don't have the capability to put themselves in other people's shoes. And that sucks. Exactly. When I was a young kid, we're all like that as kids. We're selfish little dicks when we're kids. And it takes us a while to develop empathy. But once we do, and we're able to, or we go through something so traumatic that it puts us in a reality check about how we are to treat people, then I feel like that's when you're able to put yourself in other people's shoes. Like I can't wait to do this this collab with this other content creator that I have been talking with, um, because we both have stories uh, that are hard to talk about at any level. They are similar in the sense that they talk about one particular subject matter, but we are obviously individual people, so we both have very different stories, um, as far as how they came to be about and what the current status of each is. But um, this creator um, sometimes beats themselves up for it, I think. And I just want them to know, like, don't ever apologize for being you. Don't ever apologize for doing what you did. And I know that it was hard. Did you know that? I know that it was hard. I've been there too. I had to make the same decision. But you you and I know you did the right thing, and you'll get that reward. It'll come back. Just don't back down. Don't let that hold you back from telling your story. And like I said, I got your back. I'll be there for you no matter what. And I just right there beside you the whole time, because I know that it's hard. Um, and but you know what? Anybody that can look or listen to your story, because I've heard it, and think that that was selfish of you, is a fucking idiot. And I would tell them that to their face. And I would tell them to shut up, because if they hadn't walked in your shoes, they don't know your story, then there's no way they would ever know what decision they would make. I can't even say what decision I would have made. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know if I could have done that. I think I might have been selfish and tried to keep them. But so I have mad respect for you. Like, if you're listening, watching, whatever, I just want you to know, please don't apologize for being you, or who you are or what you've done, because it makes you the person that you are, and you are like fucking abundantly awesome, dude. I can't tell you, they can't tell you that enough. So please, just from one mother to another that's been through the same struggle. And there was nights where I'd lose sleep, wondering if I did the right thing. Would he understand? And I did. And I know that now because I got that thank you that I had always hoped that I would. So, in that sense, I believe that when you do it out of the goodness of your heart, and you do it against every motherly instinct that you want to keep, you're doing it for the better of the child, then there's no way that that could come back bad. I don't think that could. And I pray for you all the time, and I send vibes to you and your family, and the baby all the time. And I want you to know that it's going to be okay. And when you're ready, I'm totally here for you. You know that I got your back. So please don't apologize for being you. And if somebody tells you that you're a monster, or they say some negative ass shit, tell them, you can tell them to suck your balls, or you can tell them to come see me, and I'll tell them exactly what they can do. They can suck my balls now, and then they can eat my ass later. And then if they want to come say it to my face, then we can meet on the playground at 3 o'clock. Because I got your back, boo. I love you. And that's one thing out of 2022. There's a couple things out of 2022 that, that did, that 2022 brought to me that was good. I got back in touch with Richie, which put me back in, got me in the treehouse. There's Lizzo, there's Pushkin, TC, Arctic, um, Roxanne, freaking um, Squirrel. I've seen Squirrel all over the place lately, in so many different chats. Caucasian Sasquatch, Brooklyn Auditor, The Smoking Auditor, Untethered Live, Be Bodacious, Women's Station Channel. All of these people, these really awesome, unique individuals that I got the wonderful experience of meeting and interacting, even at this level. Like, that is something that I will have in here and here for the rest of my life. And nobody can take that from me. And I'm so grateful for that. Um, I know. That's why I tell them, I'm like, you want, well, now I got other people to do that. I don't need your love. I don't need y'all. And if people want to hate on me, that's cool, because that just gives me motivation to keep doing what I'm doing. Because if you hating on me, that means you got some inner shit you need to reflect on, and I'm gonna keep harping on that till you go look in the mirror and deal with your shit. Sort your fucking life out, mate. Sort it out. That's what I always say. You gotta sort it out, man. Because there's no manual that comes with us when we're born. Our parents aren't given a manual to parent us. Their parents weren't given a manual to parent us. And we've all been force fed propaganda. I don't care where you are, what country you live in on this planet, realm, whatever the fuck you want to call it. We've all been lied to. That's the first thing we need to understand. We have all been lied to and force fed a lot of propaganda for a long time. And we have got to get that shit out of here. We've got to. We've got to cut the bullshit. We've got to cut it. And don't tell me you can't smell it, man, because it's getting so deep we had to put boots on. So don't tell me you can't smell that bullshit. That bullshit's everywhere. In fact, we're going to have to start getting oars and boats pretty soon to get out of the bullshit. It's going to start flooding. Mass bullshit everywhere. But, I mean, you know weird stuff's going on in your world when, like, Christians and non-Christians are hanging out with one another, talking about Kanye and Britney, not knowing what to do because everything's so damn messed up. They're like, you're like, Christians and non-Christians sitting around talking about Britney and Kanye. How does that even happen? Trust me, this is M's mad world. Just about anything that you can't think would happen or you think wouldn't happen, it's probably happened to him. It's probably happened to him. at some point, or she's got a similar story, or she knows someone that yes, it has happened to. So yeah, yeah, that's why I call it M's Mad World. Plus, I like that song, but I didn't know that song was called that until after I'd started my channel. Then one of my favorite bands, which is going to be at Bonnaroo this summer, not a band, but these two chicks that do EDM music, Gioli and Asia. Lizzo, are you listening to me? Gioli and Asia are coming to freaking Tennessee. I literally would give up a Saturday night with Dave Grohl as the headliner to see them on Friday because My Morning Jacket, Sheryl Crow, oh shit, Little Nas X, there's a ton that are playing that night. Yeah, but they are going to be on there. Corn, freaking corn. The same night as Gioli and us. I got to get those tickets. I got to get my son. We have to go. We have to go. I'll be up there moshing it. You know me. Because my son loves corn. I love corn. I used to love corn when I was younger too. And he's actually got me back into listening to some of that, which I love. So that was my shoe in with him was music. We've been talking a lot more because I'll just hit him up either about podcast stuff or about music. And he's a teenage boy, so you know how that conversation goes. It's very sporadic and very random because he's so busy. Mm. But um, let me see what time it is. It's 8:38. Okay, yeah, and I do want to eat some dinner and then come and check out everybody else's live streams. And since I have done doing a good hour and talked to some of my faves, so glad that you guys dropped by. All the chit chat, all the comments, all the love. You know, I appreciate that. And don't let me forget either to if I can remember, I will try to start putting my Cash App in the descriptions of my videos in case people want to donate. You do not have to donate. I've had people in the past ask me what happened to my PayPal, so that's why I'm mentioning that now um, with the Cash App, so that if you want to, you can do that because it does help. Honestly, it helps buy some of the sound equipment stuff. That's how I bought headphones and all that stuff. So yeah, she was just talking about you, Christus, about we are awake. I think we are awake TV. So that's what I was going to say. I'm going to come and check that stuff out um, when I get off here and make me something to eat because it looks like I'm going to be having. Okay, okay, I will do that. Um, the new site and what's wait, what's OTW? I think I may not know, but if I go there, it's a website, and then we are awake TV. So what's the OTW? And if you can tell me that, and then I will hop off here. Let me write that down. I'll hop off here and eat while I'm watching some of that stuff and check out you guys. And Sasquatch is also probably still on as well when I get off of here. He's made some shorts lately of some of my funny little banter over there with me acting silly and me and being my beautiful unicorn self. You guys know me. Which I got another pair of these that light up. I just got to get a new battery for them. Oh, okay. I'm sending good vibes to the kiddos. Good night, Shade. It's YouTube and it's OTW News. Okay, then I'm definitely gonna be checking that out. But he's definitely on YouTube. I've been checking out some new anybody, if there's anybody in here that likes true crime and you like a good true crime podcast, the Murdaugh Murders podcast with Liz Farrell and Mandy Matney is hands down one of my favorite, besides Mind Shock. I love Bruce McGuire. So, um, yeah, I used to like Joe Rogan, but my kids don't. So, and my roommate doesn't. So I don't get to watch Joe Rogan so much anymore. Which honestly, I don't think I'm. Yes. What I may do, if anyone wants to post their link to the channel, it should. You can just post it as a comment, or if you want to send it to me in a comment on one of my videos, I'll write it down and I'll start putting them up as well. That way, and Shade can drop them too. Let's see, how to link a channel. I'm having such a brain fart right now. If you go to the channel and the about section, usually at the bottom there'll be that little blue thing that's their channel link. Copy, paste it. I think that should work. Don't quote me on that though, because I'm not that tech savvy. I'm good at some things, but other things I'm not that great at when it comes to tech. So, um, yeah, we'll definitely do that. And what I may do is I'll go back and look at everybody that I've seen in chat tonight and get a copy of their link and put it in the description of this video. um, so usually, I know it's so funny though that it's called that. Like Mind Shock, just for me, it's the Jeffrey Dahmer story. I'm so over Jeffrey Dahmer already. I'm just like, nah, already. But I'm literally like usually the opposite of mad. But when I am mad, Lord help me, just bless it. That's all. The older I get, I try to dial it back, and so that's the reason why when I do get mad, it is one of those ones where like if you're in the room, you're like, what in the hell is happening? Should I get down? I'm scared. Should quiet. And then leave the room. People be sneaking out and shit. I'm like, hey, where'd everybody go? Like, I wasn't mad at you though, but for the most part, I'm happy because I feel like there's no reason to not be happy. You're cracking me up. Oh, oh, back in the day, I didn't have a MySpace. Facebook was actually the first social media platform that I was on. I didn't have MySpace. I would get on AOL way, way, way back in the day and get in like chat rooms. And the first time somebody turned on a webcam, me and my friend was sitting there. I was like in seventh grade. Some old perv dude with a dick sticking. I was like, that's it. That's it. I'm done. So I didn't get online for a long time after that. Hell, my grandmother and my mom had Facebook for about 3 or 4 years before I finally got one. And I only got one so that I could get a hold of my mom and my grandmother, because they were always playing games on fucking Facebook and they wouldn't answer their damn phone. Oh man, I wish we would go back to some pen and paper shit. Tell me about it. Pen and paper is my freaking. I love. I love. You see my notebooks? I love writing stuff down. I feel like because when you have to write it down, you're more focused versus than when you text it, which is why a lot of people have a hard time remembering stuff that they've texted or whatever, or when they've read it, because they didn't have to focus. It's just almost autonomous, and I hate that. That's why I like books, not audiobooks. I like to read the book, or I like for somebody to read a book to me, but not like an AI generated voice. I like it when Rich does stuff like that, which I've also thought about doing myself on a side as a little side series because I have a couple of books that are really good. Actually, me and Rich uh, have been working on a little secret one ourselves that eventually we'll get together and read some stuff and discuss some of the stuff in this one particular book that I have. I think he has a copy of it too. I'm not quite sure. Um, but yeah. Oh, me too. I love books. Yeah, yeah. Um, and I used to have every single Anne Rule. She was my favorite true crime author. She actually worked with Ted Bundy. She's the one that worked with Ted Bundy. Um, and I had all of her books. I've read, and started reading them when I was probably like in seventh or eighth grade. I read all of the Hannibal Lecter's series, the Silence of the Lambs, Red Dragon, all that. I read those. Saw all the movies, but read the books first. Um, I have not read 50 Shades of Grey. I have not even seen the movies either. I am more of a Tim Burton gal and would sit there and watch a Tim Burton movie or a um, Quentin Tarantino than uh, the other. First, I don't know. I mean, I get maybe it's just because the whole BDSM thing is not my thing, and I understand that that's what 50 Shades of Grey is about, and so I guess that's just not my cup of tea. I guess I don't know. Um, oh, I know. I know. But when I brought that up, I was just thinking, I was like, oh, moving right along. But you know that I know that. I know that's not it. But I think that's so. I love the play on words too that a lot of us do have in our names, even though mine's not really so much of a play on words as it's just my name and the reality of my reality is that it is a mad world I live in. And that literally, I couldn't make this shit up if I tried. So the stuff that I tell y'all and the end that you see here, the end that you see in other panels is what you get. What you see here is what you would get in real life. Oh, I know, right? There's more like a mug or a keg of tea over here. I'm not everyone's keg of tea, but for those that I am, boy, they'd be chugging the hell out of that shit, don't they? 50 Shades of Tea. That is good. I actually like that. I'll take that. It's so freaking funny. I love that. Why would you think it's lame? Because his name and or do you think the movie's lame? Is that what you meant? I'm sorry. Oh, so I haven't seen it, so I can't really say that much about it. I can't really speak on it, but to an extent. However, there was a movie that was similar to that a couple of years earlier that came out with Maggie Gyllenhaal and James Spader called The Secretary or The Assistant. I think it's called The Secretary, which was basically along the same lines. Interesting. Interesting. Indeed. Oh wait, I think I had to reread that and then think about what you were saying, Lizzo, and then I was just like, well, alrighty then. But me and you have simply have got to sit down one day and just talk because I just I would love to pick your brain and just hear some of your stories and I'm being so serious. Um, yeah, Shades, Lizzo, Shades is not totally familiar. I don't think she has seen you in the treehouse. Um, so if you want to, you can give her a little bit of your story in the comments because I don't want to tell it and not tell it the right way because I only heard it the one time when you were in live and I don't want to booger it up.
Um, but yeah, uh, Lizzo is a trip, and I love Lizzo. Literally, Lizzo was always welcome here, and I swear, I ever catch somebody talking shit to them in the freaking comment section, and I will block your ass real quick, like in a hurry, and it will be non-negotiable, and it will be permanent. That goes for anybody. Don't come in here being disrespectful, my people. We can always agree to disagree, but there won't be no bullying or shit talking to none of my peoples in here. Oh, see, I didn't even know that. Yes, Lizzo, we got to talk. Oh my goodness, darling. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the Treehouse is a channel. I'll send you the link here in just a second. I'll send you a clip. Let me see if I can find the one with Lizzo right now, and I'll send it to you. I'm trying to think about how many months back ago that was. Um, it's harder to find the Magic Treehouse when you type it in like that because it always brings up the audio book of that. Let's see. So I would type in the Magic Treehouse with the Wide Awake show uh, in with it because that's what it is. Okay, let's see. Where's the one? Was you in the one that was 8 hours? Was there's one. Let's
Yeah,
see.
people can see it as a place they actually want to
Sorry,
go.
guys. That is I miss Callum. I miss the hell out of Callum right now. That's really killing me too. Um, having not seen him, but let me get the link and I will send it to uh Ashley so she can put that and let's do that right here. Where are you at, Suge? Come on, man. Let me know. Oh no no. Oh, I must have missed something. Okay. Oh no no no. No, I do too. I honestly do because I mean I'm sure Lizzo can explain at some point, which I do want to have as a guest on my channel because a lot can be learned, especially from their personal experience. I have no doubt. Um, exactly. It's when they are subtly putting it into the minds of our youth, and then they come home, and us as adults have a difficult time explaining that without um, making the child either feel ashamed or whatever. But that is something I just simply do not think anybody in elementary school, middle school, or hell, even high school, really until senior year, should even be fathoming. You should literally be dealing with those issues for quite some time in order for me to think that that is something that you are. Yes, that too. I do believe that. I do think that too, Christus. That is part. Yeah, they've like back when think about it, just this was like 10 plus years ago when Rihanna came out with that song, and everybody was just like, no big deal. And I'm like, that's a little disturbing, but whatever. I'm sure this is going nowhere fast, and here we are, just like that cuties thing that last year. But it's hard because there are issues that need to be talked about. Um, so that there's more awareness. But it's hard to talk about them without people trying to take it and run with it and then trying to glamorize it or normalize it. You know what I mean? Like, let me try to find an example of a good thing I'm talking about. Well, for example, like the needle use amongst musicians in Hollywood in their videos and stuff like that. How it was like subtle and low key at first, but now look at the fucking shit we got going on all over the country rampant these days. Like it ain't shit. Um, yeah, I think so too. My friend Claudia, she says that all the time. She says, I have to, I'm gonna have to forgive him so the Lord will forgive me. Okay, that's what she always says. Every time, I'm telling you what, every time I think, and she is truly one of the most accepting and understanding Christians I think I've ever met in my life. Coming from me, and she knows me. We grew up together and grew up in church and stuff, and she knows I am not Christian. I do not even say that. I do believe in a God. I call them source, is what I say, or all source or all mother is what I call them. But uh, and she is kind of aware of my sexuality and all that. So, but still doesn't treat me any different. Doesn't treat me any different than she did when we were fucking in the third grade. So, going to church, still the same. Go over there and eat dinner and shit all the time and talk about all kinds of goofy stuff, compare all kinds of shit. Like just last week, we were talking about Britney, Kanye, and all kinds of stuff. And don't you dare say the C word. C word. Y'all know what that means. Let me see. One of them was the president. That's all I'm gonna say. And we're gonna pretend I didn't say that because I don't want to die. Enough people go missing after they say their name or something happens as it is. Literally, if I type that out, I swear, y'all, that is the one thing I will immediately redact after I type it out. Just because I'll type it out and be like, oh, I said it. Too late. I'm serious. I'll be like, oh, are we talking about? And then I'm like, redacted. My friend, I woke up that morning, I saw a message. I was like, was you saying something about them? Because I can't imagine you would redact anything else. She's like, oh, girl, you know it. And it's not. Yeah, exactly. That's why I like the yin and yang. But at the same time, the yin and yang understand the shadow without making the shadow obvious. And those levels of gray is what gets us from the light to the dark and back to the light. Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Which is why I was like, I was so blown away when I was like, nice. I like that. I really like that. I was like, she's cool. She's cool as fuck. I don't give a shit. So, um, I don't know if I told you mine about the other one and the backstory with that name, um, which I think is quite hilarious because if people are paying attention to my videos, especially my older videos with art, um, they should be able to figure it out real quickly. But only one person, other than people that I've told, only one person actually figured it out and come at me and was like, blah, 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 blah. I was like, hey, working on something here. Algorithm shit. Chill. Because that's what it is. I want to see, and I literally am doing that, watching analytics and stuff like that at the same time. Why do you think I have so many devices, y'all? It ain't because I'm a dummy. It's because I'm working on stuff. I want to see what I need to do or what needs to be done here, where I can add, take away from, to make sure that like the message is getting out there where it needs to be, and it's getting in the algorithm where it needs to be, and the message gets out there regardless of what people try to do to stop it or shadow ban and all that. Hoopla, like SpongeBob says, hoopla. You know, did you get that yet, Shades? I think I sent you a link to the treehouse, at least to one of the videos, so you could be able to find it. Oh, I know. Oh, I know. I know. I know. That's right. Um. Um. Hold up. Hold on. Hold on. Hold up. Because what other people eat don't make you shit. Really though, what other people eat don't make you shit. That's why you gotta start worrying about that. Worry about what you eat, because that's what's gonna make you shit. And then that how you shit is because what you ate. And if you want a bunch of runny shits, now I guess you're gonna go eat some Taco Bell. But that's another day, another story. Went from metaphorical to literal, all in one whack. But Kevin Gates, I can quote some Kevin Gates shit. I love Kevin Gates. I loved. Have you ever seen the Kevin Gates helpline on Vice on YouTube? He does it with his buddy OG Booby Black. If you ain't watched that, there's one episode. I'm telling you, he is on fire. Through every people call in and ask for his dude. Christos, I'm telling you, if you have not, go watch him on Vice at the Kevin Gates helpline. Some of the stuff he says, man, he is on fire. I'm serious. I don't even play, just like a lot of people give me shit for being on Ye's dick. But Kanye says a lot of stuff that is fucking on point. I love it. I love it. I love it. You guys are awesome. Not this has been so freaking cool. That's why I do think I'm gonna upgrade my StreamYard though, so that I can share stuff more, like pull up some of the stuff. Um, Wait a minute, who are we talking about? Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, yeah, I think he probably freaking probably done ayahuasca or DMT. If I had to say, I have not done ayahuasca. I have done DMT once, and that's all I needed to do it because yeah, that is intense. Is extremely intense stuff. Um, and there's no way there's no real verbal or articulate way for me to describe that experience, because everybody has their own very unique individual experience with that. Um, and I don't recommend it for just the light user or someone that just for the thrill of seeing what it might be like. It's when you're aware of things that we've gone through as a collective consciousness, such as um, oh yeah, see that, yeah, my buddy is kind of like that, and he said it gets more intense. I bet it was after, but mine was so intense the first time that I had not even wanted to do it again. Like I literally experienced a lot of uh, repressed shit and saw a lot of repressed stuff. Oh yes, absolutely. I'm sorry, guys. I did not mean to burp. That just came out. I just realized that too. But yeah, I definitely am interested in hearing about that. Like, no doubt. I can't wait. I cannot wait. I think that's super cool too that you did that and you're gonna share your experience. One of my shorts, believe it or not, that's what it is about. Did it? Yeah. Um, my buddy on his third one, when he was describing it to me and described wanting to do it a fourth time, um, I think that's the one drug where you really might go into a realm where you cannot totally come back from mentally. That's another reason why I haven't done it again, because you have that curiosity. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I think, let me see, Sasquatch, either Sasquatch or the Sanity Machine, maybe. You might even, and maybe even Lizzo, because Lizzo has been following me for a couple months now. So, um, and from what I have seen of your stuff and your comments when you've been in my lives, yeah, you're hella cool. So I really like interacting with. That's what I was saying earlier today. Like, I like vibing with people that are on the same vibrational frequency or energy as me, like that just get shit and are respectful about it. Like, because it's just life is too short. Life is too short to be always always negative. When your feet hit the floor, you got to be a douchebag. No, go your ass back to bed. No, no. Are you getting one of your own? I think you're cool as shit. I think Lizzo is. I think Shades is. I love all my subscribers. I think I'm at 239 now. Um, and that's took a lot of hard work and a lot of weird content and a lot of networking with other content creators, not necessarily all like-minded, but all have a general end goal that is the same, which is awakening the planet to where we need to be, I think, and making people more aware of the reality of things going on around us. I don't think any of us are on a mission to convert or try to start up a fucking cult or anything like that. I think we genuinely all care about people and love people despite the fact that they drive us bonkers sometimes. We do want to help. Yeah, yeah. So that's what I do is, and I also like to be as transparent as possible so that people don't have an opportunity to try to throw negativity or discredit anything that I'm saying, because anything that I take the time out of my day, stop what I'm doing, come out of my abundantly awesome bubble is what I call it, my abundantly awesome sauce bubble, and come and do a live stream and talk about things with people. It's because I feel like it needs to be talked about, or I need to at least bring it up so that the next time we get together that we talk about some of that stuff, or and that when you guys go back to your family and friends that you guys talk about it, and I go back and talk to my family and friends about stuff that I learned from you guys. Like, hey, I come across this other content creator the other day. It's like fucking badass, and they really got some really dope ass information on their channel. You ought to check it out. I do this all the time with my family and friends, all the time, especially ones that are like channels like ours that only have subscribers that are like at less than 500 or stuff like those are the ones I really like to talk about. I'll talk about the bigger ones occasionally, but I really like to talk about the smaller channels that I see are doing genuine good in the community that they're in. For example, Arctic Fox does true crime on YouTube and is one of those really, really good uh, content creators for getting the missing persons flyers up. Occasionally he'll do stories too, but a lot of his is getting the flyers up for the missing kids, because not every state puts out an Amber Alert. They have criterias and they differ from state to state. Arctic Fox always puts up the flyer immediately and keeps it up, keeps reposting it, will update you if they're found, whether they're found safe or not. He will update you when the update comes through to him. And what I really appreciate about it is that I can't tell you how many times he's put a flyer up for someone missing here, right here in my own home state, and we didn't even get the damn notification here. I love soccer stuff. Obviously, I live with a guy who was born and raised in a Hindu family, so I'm surrounded by that stuff, and that's also part of was just integrated into my spiritual journey as I was on it and learning about hermetics and stuff, and started learning about other stuff. Hindu you'll find your way in that. It'll come into play. So of course I've got the Bhagavad Gita, and I occasionally will watch little clips from movies that they've made about the Mahabharata, which is I think the Mahabharata is the longest running story, or it's something like that. I have to remember what it is, but it's a pretty big deal. The Bhagavad Gita is. Also, one last thing, and that is we're going to talk about at some point, because I got to do a little bit more research on it and get my daughter caught up on it. But if you watch Jimmy Corsetti, who has a channel called Bright Insight, or if you know who Randall Carlson is, or Graham Hancock, they are coming to Asheville this summer as well. So oh my God, now that I think about it, I think they're coming the same damn weekend that Bonnaroo is in Tennessee. I am about to marb up, y'all, just straight turn into stone. I can't even. But anyways, they're coming to Asheville, which I find very, very interesting, because I don't think they're just coming to Asheville for the fuck of it, or just to give one of their lectures. No, it's like a 3 or 4 day thing that they're doing. So I think they're here to look at stuff. I cannot wait to find out more about that. So that's also something we're going to be talking about on my podcast, which I will leave the link. You can find it on Anchor or Spotify. You can definitely find it on Spotify. I check all the time. It's still on there. It's called Gigi's Midnight Rant, and that's Gigi like Gigi. And the whole first season, all 13 episodes is up, and pretty soon I'll be starting the second season. I'll probably do the first episode in the intro solo before Holly comes in, and we'll do that together. So she'll be an occasional guest, so that's something else that you can look forward to for me content wise, is the podcast, because that's where I'll talk about stuff that I can't or don't necessarily feel like I need to talk about in video format over here all the time. Because not everything, you don't need to see me for everything I talk about. Y'all need to see me. And sometimes I look like straight shit and just don't feel like being on camera. So that's another reason why I do the podcast, is being able to sit in my pajamas or whatever and drink my coffee and scratch my freaking butt or pick my nose, all that stuff that everybody does, but nobody wants to see other people doing for whatever reason. So, so now, because I do have to potty and I'm hungry and I've been going for almost 2 hours, and I'm chill, and I do have a couple things I got to figure out in my personal life off camera. So, I think this is where I'm gonna wrap it up. And then of course, I'm gonna do the thing I always do, which is much love, then one love, and then we send the good vibes, because we all need good vibes, right? Vibes, and good night or good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are, but good night, because that's where it's night.